And Shebahn is back with us. Morning, Shebahn.
Shebahn, how are you?
Yeah, brilliant, guys. Very, very good. Lovely weekend. Thank you. Apart from yesterday's result for Manchester United, it's all over the back pages today, as you can imagine. This quote from Ruben Amorim, as you touched on there at the start of the show. Worst team in history of Manchester United is the headline dominating a lot of the papers today. It's back page of the Times, it's back page of the Sun, it's the Daily Mail's back page as well, and then there's a lot of focus on Ange Postecoglou as well. Don't Look Now is in the Mirror, looking at the game, the pullout in the Times newspaper. Picture of Ange looking a little bit stressed in the headline. How low can they go? Tottenham sink to the worst position after 22 games since 2009. We'll come back to Ange in just a second. But let's go to the Sun newspaper just inside, because there's a lot of focus on, of course, the tributes to Denis from Manchester United yesterday. Not fit for a king. When you go into the back page of the Sun, Martin Blackburn saying shambolic showing Rex Law tribute. A poor performance. And when it comes to the headline from Ruben Amorim, can anybody actually disagree with him?
Well, I disagree with that. I think that's a lot of nonsense, actually, because frankly, they should not be comparing the two. I think that's a pretty poor show, to tell you the truth. No matter what happens in the football pitch, I thought their tribute to Denis Law was excellent. Yeah. I really do. And that should stand aside from anything. The level of performance and the results are a completely different topic. And that was miles off it. That was absolutely miles off it. But it would be remiss of us not to mention the passing of the absolutely wonderful, brilliant, magnificent, the man that was Denis Law. I mean, particularly up here, Shebahn. I know he's well revered all over the place, whether it's Italy and Man City, Man United and Huddersfield and all these places. But as a Scotsman, what people, have opinions that Denis might have been the best ever Scottish player. Now that in itself is a heck of a statement, but not a lot of people would argue with it. It was obviously a very, very sad time, and we know he's been unwell for a long period of time. But I thought, actually, watching the tribute before the game, I thought Manchester United, I saw Fergie, and it was Alex Stepney and Paddy Crerand and boys like that, real United men, and I thought they did Denis proud. Yeah. Getting on to the level of performance, no surprise to me, Shebahn. I was there on Thursday night, and they managed to beat Southampton 3-1, and it baffled me how they managed to beat Southampton 3-1. They scored 3 goals, I think, after 82 minutes. Wee boy Ahmad was different class, and it kind of covered things a little bit. But back to normal yesterday. They're just miles off it, guys.
By the way, Thursday, Rangers. Man United Rangers on Thursday, isn't it?
But I think that, as far as that game goes, I think first of all you've got to pay a bit of tribute to Brighton, who were excellent. Of course. Here's a little comparison then. How many of that Manchester United team would get into the Brighton team?
Yeah. Cool. Good question.
I'm not sure.
Not many.
No. I mean, the Brighton front four.
Not many, if any. No. I'll be brutally honest.
Well, take the front four right away. Minter, Pedro, Matoma, and Welbeck. Lively, really, really lively. I mean, and I really like Pedro, I've got to say, Jeff. So, in answer to your question, not many, if any.
Okay. Just quickly on Ange Postecoglou. Yeah. Postecoglou snaps as shambolic defeat piles on the pressure. This is Richard Tanner inside the Telegraph today. I don't know if you've seen this interview. It's post-match. Ange speaking to one of the interviewees at the BBC. He starts the interviewer saying, Ange, familiar story. And Ange snapped back, great way to start an interview, mate. Yeah. He did kind of give off at the press. Jeff, just quickly, do you feel that you need, when luck is not on your side, when results are bad, that you should work better with the media?
Okay. Well, look, Big Ange, when he came in, when he was having that wonderful winning run, he was the most popular manager in football. Everybody loved him, and that feeling has changed totally, I think, now, and not just because of the performances, but because of his appearances to the media. For instance, Mallon from Brighton has just texted in, and he said, I've always been a Big Ange in supporter, now I'm Big Ange out. The team stopped playing for him. You can see that ever since the humiliating performance against Tamworth, hands in pockets, staring at the ground, shaking his head. Never wanted a manager to succeed as much as I do, Ange, but he is simply out of his depth. I think Mallon speaks for a lot of people.
I think a lot of people will agree with you on that. I think a lot of us want to see him do well, don't they? But it's just performances are not good enough.
No, 6 from bottom is unacceptable.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.